That doesn't mean that there aren't negative things that happen. Life is not all positive. What I'm saying to you is that even in the most negative things like the loss like this, the net of it is a positive thing.
Hey Ed, this is Nick Windrick from Gainesville, Florida. I have a quick question. I know you always say things happen for you, not to you, and I've tried to apply that to my life as much as possible, but last June, my dog, Winston, he was hit by a car tragically and passed away. And ever since then, it's been really difficult for me to justify why that happened in my life. There's been a lot of good things that have come from it, as far as being grateful for the time that I had with him and understanding like the life is short and to max out my life. But I haven't been able to understand why he couldn't be here for me to learn those lessons, and it's hard for me to justify that has happened for me. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are and how I can process and understand why this has happened for me. Thanks. #max out.
Nick, man, I'm really sorry about Winston, brother. I have Daisy and Lily, and the thought of losing them, I had to take a minute even before I started this video. And so my heart goes out to you, brother. It just, by the way, also speaks to what a good man you are, that you loved Winston so much. Seriously. I just think people that love pets are special, loving people. Anybody who loves a pet, I usually love them. And I also relate to loss. You know, I lost my father last year, and I'd give anything to have another conversation with my dad. And so everything does happen for us and not to us. And you did a really good job in the video, to be honest with you, Nick, sort of listing some of those things. That doesn't mean that there aren't negative things that happen. Life is not all positive. What I'm saying to you is that even in the most negative things like the loss like this, the net of it is a positive thing. So for a few reasons. Number one, you've talked about your appreciation for the time that you had with Winston. But by the way, maybe you hadn't thought about this, but because you lost Winston, you've made this video question to me today. And now I am getting this answer out to audio and video to millions and millions of people. And so Winston's passing will now help the lives of millions of other people. Isn't that ironic and beautiful? And so just the very fact that you're asking this question wouldn't have happened had you not lost Winston, and millions of other people wouldn't have been able to deal with their grief, their loss, if it wasn't for Winston. And so just that alone, brother, what we're doing right now, made this event happening for you and not to you. And obviously all the other things that you've listed. It'll make you, by the way, the loss of Winston will make you a more grateful man for the next beautiful pet that you will eventually have in your life if you don't already. It'll make you a better father and friend someday, because that sense of loss, you'll understand how precious the time is with the people that you have. And so the concept that I teach about life happening for us and not to us does not mean that there's an absence of pain. It does not mean that if I could go back, say with losing my father, if you said, okay, that happened for you and not to you, but would you choose to have your dad back if you could? Absolutely, yes, I would. What I'm saying is that there are no 100% negative instances in our lives that just happen to us. That even the most negative things like the loss you suffered or the loss I've suffered, that inside those losses, there were beautiful things that happened for us that make us better, that evolve our faith, our belief, our emotions, our ability to make a difference in other people's lives. And without the negative things in our lives, we relinquish any possibility of helping other people get through the pain they have. And so one loss with Winston, which is dramatic and personal and intimate to you, ironically today is going to help millions of other people with different types of loss in their life. Loss financially, loss of a business, loss of a boyfriend or a girlfriend, loss of a pet, loss of a significant other. And so if you really begin to look at life and how karma works and how blessing works, there's always the seeds of something. In my case, losing my dad has made me so much more grateful for lots of other things. One is the memories I reflect on, my mom, my siblings, my own children, my own life, my own health, right? My empathy level for people that have lost other people is through the roof now. My concern for people who have cancer, especially the types of cancer that my dad suffered from, has completely changed. My education level, my aliveness. Here's what's most amazing. I want to say this to you, Nick. This is the hidden secret of loss of this dramatic. When there's a death near us, we become the most alive. Isn't that interesting? When there's a death in somebody that we care about that is near us, we become the most alive in that moment. because we're the most aware of the loss of life. And so sometimes in life, we are reminded of our own mortality and our own blessing and the gift of being alive in this moment only in the loss of someone in our own lives close to us. And so ironically, the proximity of death makes us the most alive. As you get closer to death in your life, you begin to project less into the future and live more into the present. Most people do. And so there's a blessing to contemplating death. There's a blessing to it, which is that you know that there's a finite amount of time and you become in a bigger hurry and everything becomes more meaningful to you in the moment when you know that not all moments are guaranteed forever. And when you lose somebody that you love that much in that moment and they suffer through death, ironically, you become the most alive. You feel the most alive in emotions, don't you? The most sadness you've felt, the most tears you've cried, the most memories you have, the most cherished gratitude for the time you had, right? You contemplate your own, how much time you have, or the other people in your life that matter to you. So it's ironic that one of the things that happens for us and not to us when someone near us dies is that we become more alive in that moment. So there's lots of reasons that life happens for you and not to you. And this is just one of those other ones, brother. And ironically, millions of other people's lives, just a little bit different and a little bit better, because Winston lost his and you loved Winston enough that of all the questions you could ask me, it would be about Winston. What a great job you've done in honoring his life, and God bless Winston's soul. God bless you, brother. Max out. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like more, click the videos right here. They're exactly what you need to see next. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and become a part of the Max Out community. And tell me what you think about the videos in the comments below. I read all of them every week, and I select winners that get all kinds of prizes, gear, coaching calls with me. Make a comment.